G'day and welcome, my name's Chris, and this is going to be a bit of an unusual episode because normally I do news only for my Patreons and also YouTube members, but this happened, so I figured, hey, why not? Let's have a bit of a blast from the past and celebrate. But before we do, if you haven't already, subscribe. Haha, there you go, had to do it, and I'll explain why very soon. But nonetheless, I'll step you through a typical news episode that is exclusively for those other platforms. But first, are you going to Fully Charged Live in Sydney, March 11 and 12? I'll be there, and I'll be actually doing 2 different panels and covering it as a media representative, and it's going to be a lot of awesome fun stuff there. E-mobility, electric vehicles, charging infrastructure, you name it, battery storage, and a lot more. It's going to be a great event, and Robert Luan from the Fully Charged series, plus a lot of the other hosts you see there, will also be hosting different sessions, and you'll see them around, you'll see me around. So use this referral code, which I can't begin to pronounce, and get yourself 10% off your ticket purchase, and it'd be great to see you there. For those who might or might not know, I'm the person, or the co-plaintiff rather, that's challenging the electric vehicle tax in Victoria, and I'll be in Canberra from February 14 through 16 when we've got a hearing in the High Court of Australia. It's going to be a pivotal moment in Australia because we need to make the decision, well, they need to make the decision rather, as to whether or not Victoria can actually charge this sort of tax, and constitutionally we're arguing that they can't. And there's a lot of other good reasons why they shouldn't be doing this, but that's what we're arguing. So I'll be up there, and if you've got a story you want me to cover when I'm there, try and hit me up. I might be actually there on the Monday through the Friday. Haven't worked out the exact plans yet, but I'll definitely be sitting in the hearing, the public gallery, listening with great intent and hoping to get rid of this tax, which has not only implications for Victorians but actually all Australians. Every single state and territory has got plans to do this tax as well, and if it's anything like what we've got, you don't want it. You do not want it. Okay, whenever I do these news episodes, I always start off with a bit of a production update, a bit of behind the scenes, and then we get into the the news. So if you don't want to see this bit, just use the chapter markers beneath, please. Production-wise, I've organised with Brap Motorcycles for a review of the motorcycle at the end of January. They've got a new shipment coming in, plus they're starting up another business with an actual electric brand. I can't say more than that, but nonetheless exciting stuff, and that's going to come soon. This weekend rather, I'll be shooting my Tesla Model Y review, finally. Only 3 or 4 months later. Okay, whatevers. And the weekend after, BYD Atto 3. I get a chance, we'll spend a few hours with that, so that'll be only a first impression video. But nonetheless, it's great that I can actually give it a go, because it's the second most popular electric vehicle in Australia this last quarter. Yeah. So well done to BYD, and keep it coming, please. So let's talk about this. 10,000 subscribers, and I'm going to give you a bit of a story on how not to do this, because I've learned many a lesson after being on YouTube for so long. It started back in 2019, and back then my very first video was our Halloween decorations that we did at our place, and that was basically my channel for the next 5 years. I just put up random videos from time to time, either documenting a trip that we did, or a holiday somewhere, or a significant family event, you name it. It was basically somewhere to store some memories, and I didn't really take it very seriously until 2014, where I passed 1,000 subscribers, and I thought to myself, YouTube is actually making money off me every time they play one of my videos, so I may as well monetize. And well, I did, but I still didn't actually take it seriously. I just made videos when I wanted to, continuing that theme of family vacations and all that sort of stuff. Then in 2018, I started doing technology, home theater, and the Tech Vibe series. That was in mid 2018 onwards, and in that period I gained like 500 subscribers, which was quite big for me at the time, and I got excited sort of, and I thought to myself, well, this has been good, but I'm not really making a dent in this technology space, and I enjoy, and I thought to myself, you know what, Zach and Jesse on Now You Know, I enjoy their content and what they're doing here, educating and informing around electric vehicles and sort of the renewables. And so I thought, no one's doing that from an Australian perspective. So I figured I might as well give it a go. And I gave it a good hot go. And Gained a bit of traction. Only about 2,000 subscribers that year, which was still substantially better than previous years, mind you. It really was. And then in 2020, in COVID, when I was stood down, I made a video about the Tesla ventilator, and which, by the way, what's ever happened to that? Don't know, but nonetheless, I did a Nurse Reacts video. And between that video and all the other stuff I published that year, continuing the renewable sort of series, the weekly news shows that I did, I gained about 4,000 subscribers. And then in 2021, I was still finding my groove, kind of. I was still publishing family videos and travel stuff and, mixing it up. But predominantly the videos I was making was electric vehicles and renewables. And then I sort of looked at my analytics. Well, I do regularly, but not deep. And I realized that, you know what, for all the work that goes into making a news episode, that is to say, researching it, writing it, shooting it, and editing it, that would take 12 to 16 hours. And like everything I would say in one of those news episodes was scripted. Yeah, they were 3,000 word essays essentially. And I thought to myself, I'm getting only 600 to 1,000 views. I'm getting no subscribers. And the other stuff that I'm making around electric vehicles and, the more fun stuff is getting the subscribers. So I stopped doing it. I do, mind you, continue doing it for Patreon members as well as YouTube members. And this year I've made about 40 for them. Today would have been 41, but here we are celebrating this. So the lesson is this, that it doesn't need to take 13 years, 14 years, whatever it might be, to get to 10,000 subscribers. You can do it a heck of a lot quicker if you keep your content consistent. And that earlier this year, I actually announced that moving forward, that, when I changed my channel name to Electric Chris, that this channel is only going to be purely around technologies, electric vehicles, and things like that. And any family holidays and trips and other things that just don't fit in that space are going to be on another channel. And I haven't set that channel up properly yet. I've reserved it, but I haven't set it up. But nonetheless, this is going to be what I'm going to continue working on because, I find it really rewarding. Really rewarding. I can't talk. And by you subscribing, it's opened so many doors to me. Like, the guys from Brap, Mazda, Hyundai, Kia, Polestar, you name it. And I've tested, reviewed more than 8 or 9 cars this year. 5+ car makers offer me up cars to actually give a good hot go for a week. And it's just a lot of fun doing those sort of videos. It's a lot of work, but still a lot of fun. And that's because I have subscribers. And if you didn't have the subscribers, it's pretty damn hard to get your foot in the door. Like Fully Charged Live. Like, would I be able to actually go to that if I didn't have this many subscribers? Probably not. So yeah, I really do appreciate you subscribing and supporting the channel, even just watching the content. If you're not subscribed, maybe just do, because it's free after all. It really is. All right, enough of that. Let's get into some news. Okay, the Tesla Semi event. Elon Musk and company, apologies, I don't know this guy's name. If you know it, can you please let me know in a comment below? They did a great job of talking about the technology that's gone into the making of this and how, well, it's taken 5 years to get to this point. They're using existing units like drive units, heat pumps, and so on and so forth. And they've researched it, they've tested it to the nth degree and driven it in real world. Essentially from Texas over to California and back, night and day and night. And they've done so, designing it in combination with the trailer and thinking about safety systems and how that the traction control system works in tandem with it, ensuring that the trailer that goes behind won't actually jackknife. The total load of this unit is 82,000 pounds. I think that's the gross, so that basically means the vehicle itself and the load that's on it. That's 37,000 kilograms, folks. And driving this is the impressive bit. Like, I didn't appreciate this until they talked about it in the actual reveal. Well, the update really and the delivery event, that they're using Tesla Model S and X motors, and there's 3 of them. And this tri-motor powertrain system mechanically detaches 2 of them when they're not needed, so that the wheels just spin freely and there's no resistance there. One, however, is constantly attached. Basically, when they're accelerating the vehicle, when they need power, they've got to overtake something, the 2 engage, and it's done so through a clutch that automatically engages or disengages, and that means no shifting, no gears, and nothing that means a missed opportunity. So think other road users where a truck might be a little bit out of control because the driver forgot to do that little shift. And when I say little shift, the big shifts, and they have many, many gears. This essentially is an automatic truck. Think about that. And that they're cleverly using the power of these little motors, like these things are like, this sort of size and this sort of size, and they are taking massive amounts of load and just hauling ass and just going up gradients like this, making it look so damn easy. And that's because it's a clutch system that, again, automatically engages or disengages at times when you need that power and torque, and other times when you don't, it disengages, so it uses a one motor to keep it going, remembering taking that 37,000 kilograms and shifting it. This just mind boggles. We learned that the efficiency, 2 kilowatt hours per mile, that's 1.6 kilometers for all of you playing out there. And so some very clever people out in the YouTube community have done the math, and they estimate this power pack is between 900 kilowatt hours up to 1,000 kilowatt hours, so that's quite significant. And they're using that new CCS mega charger standard. So this is going to be quite a game changer for the trucking industry, bus industry, you think people like that. But also, spoiler alert, I'm getting ahead of myself, they're going to be putting into the Tesla Cybertruck the 1000 volt charging architecture. Now, for those who are unfamiliar, the Kia EV6, the Porsche Taycan, the Kia Ioniq 5, Hyundai Ioniq 5, oh my gosh, they actually use an 800 volt architecture, so they can go up to a theoretical 350 kilowatts of power. Typically it actually maxes at 250, but it can in theory. And so this new megawatt standard, which again is actually a CCS, so the Charing Group, that's the group who do the CCS stuff. This is the universal standard now, okay? And if you have been aware about the North American charging standard, that's not a thing, that's just a Tesla thing, okay? This 1 megawatt, 1000 volt charging system, which on this slide you can see that actually they're talking about it as being a V4 version of Tesla, superchargers. Well, actually, now, hang on, this is a problem we're going to have. The ultra rapid chargers, like those 350 kilowatt units up to 800 volts, that feed those other cars that I spoke about. Where do we go from ultra? We've got fast chargers, we've got ultra rapid chargers. Do we go to megawatt chargers really kick it? Do they actually explain enough? Probably do, but nonetheless, it just means that through a liquid cooled tube, they can actually deliver a whole lot more power into the vehicle and charge it super fast over a more high sustained rate compared to my two cars out there right now. It's going to be mighty impressive. It's going to improve efficiency, and I'd like to actually see this come to, say, the Model S and X, again, the premium offerings. That if you have one of those cars, instead of you going to a supercharger, the V4 superchargers coming next year, by the way, if you've got one of those cars, and so Cybertruck's definitely going to have it, obviously these trucks have them, you go to them, you go plug in and charge, and you're going to go from 10% to 80% in like 18 minutes, like even less, probably 15 minutes, because they've got a higher voltage again compared to those other two cars. My takeaways from this event are that, once again, Tesla's demonstrated how vertical integration, they're just so good at it. When they actually handed over to Pepsi, the vehicle, so to speak, it's just, two of the VPs from Pepsi go up there. They gave them two of the key cards that you get when you get a Tesla Model 3 or Y. I thought that was hilarious. Just why not? Why not? If it ain't broke, why fix it, right? So because Tesla's done so many kilometers, billions of kilometers with their vehicles, they've got reliability sorted. They've already learned a lot, and they've got the significant safety improvements for not only the driver, but also other road users out there. It's a game changer, and it'd be great to see this on the road. Australia, who knows when, but nonetheless, yeah, Well done, Tesla. Okay, in this rather short episode, I'll be talking about BMW's new battery technology in a moment, but I just wanted to make mention that I saw, and I got excited for one brief moment, that Ford is going to be bringing out the F-150. And I was thinking to myself, awesome, the Lightning, the electric version, brilliant, bring it on, you know. Fringe benefit tax exemption that's going on right now, the traders will love it. But no, in an official statement, this is what they're saying, that basically, nah, no plans right now, would love to, but we're not going to. Disappointing, honest to goodness, what a missed opportunity to beat Tesla to the semi-truck, which God knows when it's going to be out. You know, like obviously next year the Americans are going to start getting it. Rest of the world, 2-3 years typically. So what year are we now? 2022, so 2023, 2025. There you go. That's my prediction. You can bookmark this one. But yeah, why? Why, if you're going to be bringing out such a gas-guzzling, massive vehicle, which, P.S., by the way, back in the bloody 70s, 80s, when these things were a lot smaller, they could still carry the same load. They could still tow the same amount. Vehicles, they've just gotten big, haven't they? Anyway, rant over, moving on. Okay, BMW, last story. They've announced that they're going to be shifting to Generation 6 battery technology, and in that, they're going to improve range by up to 30%, reduce production costs by up to 50%, and they actually use and resource and materials by about 60%. So all good things. I think with thanks to Tesla, they've borrowed from them and moved into this cylindrical battery design, which is actually providing these advantages. And the Generation 6 battery tech that they'll be putting into the future cars, starting I believe it's next year, or actually they're building the plant and it will be ready by 2024, 2025, something like that. But nonetheless, they're structural battery packs, and this is how they're going to provide these savings, or these improvements rather. So great, well done BMW. Bring it, and yeah, I think obviously, Tesla's opened the way here, haven't they? They really have, and yeah, I think today, short episode is a good episode. If you've enjoyed it, please subscribe. Yeah. Again, let's go for 20,000, eh? And the next year, why not? Let's do that. I hope to see you at Fully Charged Live in Sydney. You want to support the channel and get the behind the scenes stuff, news, polls, early access to videos. Please check out Patreon or YouTube membership. And otherwise, you be good and you be great.